Excited for our team. Come back and get another win at US Bank Stadium was our goal. Coming off of our last performance and what the crowd was like a few weeks back, and then to have them show up again today. Thought the crowd was phenomenal, the juice, the energy, and it really fueled and really got us going, especially in that first half. Complimentary effort all the way around in the first half. Would have liked to, maybe have the chance to put the football game away. Got a touchdown, pulled off the board there on a short yardage situation. But good defense over there. Some really good skill players, and offensively they've been doing some good things. So it was going to take a complete team effort, 60 minutes of football, and we got it done. So excited for that group. Locker room, feeling very strongly about where we're at as a football team right now, but also total awareness that it's back to work and a continued emphasis on improving. I want to give you guys an update. Jordan Hicks, a lower leg, kind of contusion, and he did not return. Once he came back in the game for a few plays, did not return. We'll see how that swelling looks and if we can get that to go down. Caleb Evans did not return with a calf. And then Alex Madison did not return with a concussion sustained there. But, a lot of guys stepped up. Didn't have KJ, didn't have, some guys that we've been without for a few weeks. And that next man up mentality continues to flourish with guys ready to step on the grass and go do their jobs to help us win football games. I thought TJ Hockenson was, as good as I've ever seen him when we absolutely needed him the most, just like he was last week. Can't say enough about TJ. And then, of course, Josh, having fun coaching him right now just because, there's a lot that goes into it. But then when we get to play football, he goes out there and he looks like he's enjoying himself. I know his teammates are enjoying watching him continue to get acclimated to our team. And just really proud of Josh. And Josh knows he's ready to get back to work and continue the momentum on this thing.
This was not a shutout, but you didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, that's, knowing kind of historically, it's always a win or lose type stat. We learned that lesson, quite honestly, early on in the year. When I talk about our team and how we're built from substance, there's some football things in there now too, as far as what we've learned, how we need to play. Technique and fundamentals of how we carry the football, decision-making, timing, accuracy, and then the defense's ability to continue helping us win the turnover battle by making some critical plays, especially in the second half when we scuffled a few drives there, and it's totally on me. Got to give our guys a better opportunity to move the ball offensively, but that's where the complimentary phasing comes in. I had guys coming up to me on the sidelines. "We got you, coach. Hey, next snap's going to be the best snap." Even when we got the touchdown taken off the board offensively, the expectation was that we could still convert, had a chance on that 3rd and 11. But, compliments to our football team, our leadership, and just the way these guys now believe in the man next to them, and they believe in each other to go continue to improve. There's still a long way to go. We got to continue to get a lot better. I've got to continue to, coach better and get our staff, which I thought our staff did a hell of a job today, especially, Flo and his guys. Again, that's a talented outfit over there. I do hope that, Derek Carr's okay. Got a lot of respect for Derek and everything he's done in this league. But when Jameis Winston comes in the game and you know how physically talented he is, for our defense to keep them out and let us, hold on to that victory, I was really proud of those guys.
You said you're having fun coaching Josh. Do you give yourself a second on the field during the game to enjoy it, or is it
no
during the week that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's just looking back on the week, Kevin, off of last week's game, and then knowing, the time spent with Josh and just watching him with our coaches, watching him with our offense. I thought he had a fantastic week of practice. Really, when Thursday and Friday, you would have thought he had been in our offense for a lot longer than just the previous 5 days leading into last week's game. He attacked the game plan, how we prepare our guys, how we teach them about coverages and fronts and pressures and what we're trying to attack. And he handled a full game plan today, and it was Josh Dobbs out there playing quarterback, and we saw it again today. Game-changing plays with his athleticism were really a defining thing to kind of fill in some of the gaps for us offensively in the first half. And I just can't say enough about his last 2 performances to be 2-0 with him and with so much room for us all to improve. It's what I'm excited about the most.
Yeah, with Hockenson playing through a couple of injuries there, did you find yourself having to manage his workload at all today, or was he?
Yeah. We tried to get on some of those early down calls. We tried to get Johnny in there a little bit more, use Josh in some of the 11 groupings a little more, and then mixing and matching personnel, making sure I give Brian Angelico a lot of credit because I'm just howling into the headset a bunch of gibberish, but I want the right guys on the field and make sure we're managing TJ so he can make some of those huge plays in the pass game. But TJ wanted to be out there for everything, and he was out there, had some big blocks in the run game, and just all the way around. TJ was phenomenal today.
With all the injuries, if you had to change things up and dig a little creatively, you and the coaching staff, to make sure that the players you put out there are successful?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially against that's another top 10 defense. They've always been tough, physical, hard to, they're going to force some negative plays, and we were trying to avoid those, knowing that we can then, get into the different phases of our offense to try to, it's one thing to try to marry it, but there's other things, especially with, Josh's athleticism and kind of an inside-out passing game, still wanting to get Jordan and Speedy and Brandon Powell going as well. The screen game. There's a lot that goes into it, but the creativity I give our guys, I love the design we had on the Ty Chandler's touchdown there, even on both of them, even the one that got called back, situational calls there. And then we'll continue to build on our inventory because I think our personnel give us the opportunity to do that, to try to give ourselves advantages, buy back some numbers and angles and things like that. But back to work, and we'll keep on trying to improve on that stuff.
On the direction now,
the loss of these great players and just continue to get wins.
Yeah, I think it's putting together plans to try to maximize the guys we do have up for us. Guys like TJ and Jordan, Alex and Ty. But then continuing to ask, guys that have stepped up already, like a Brandon Powell. Great to get Speedy back in there today, which I was really proud of the way he went out there. And he might have not always got the ball, but I know he was separating and bursting and playing fast, and that's going to be a great addition back into our offense. But it's truly about how well can we execute the scheme, what we're trying to get accomplished. Can we give our guys that premier mindset? Regardless of who's in the game. And then the expectation is if it is a one-on-one, go win, pitch and catch, progress in rhythm. I thought Josh did a really nice job in this game, especially in the first half, of really trusting that protection. O-line gave him time, and he exhausted some progressions and then still used his legs. That's really hard on a defense, and you saw them kind of respond a little bit, spying him a little more, doing a little bit more of that in the second half, and that's when it gets exciting to think about when we do get a Justin Jefferson and KJ and our full group back. Defense is having to account for his ability to activate his legs will only help other things we want to do.
Are you more impressed by?
Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
How has that running ability changed the play calling for you, or just changed the offense?
Yeah, I think it just it allows me to be aggressive, knowing that if we get the premier look I'm hunting or looking for, or some scouted looks that have a lot of confidence there, but also his decision making, and then knowing kind of the perfect balance. I mean, when he found TJ off schedule, drop 8 to Tampa, and he's working it, knowing he's got time, a veteran kind of feel of a 3-man rush, still buying some time, getting out and keeping his eyes up. I mean, those are all really exciting things that Josh did today, and then there were still some. Dynamic throws from the pocket in rhythm, play passes, third down. I thought the 3rd and long conversion in the second half was a nice one, kind of feeling the zones and being aggressive right there to BP over the ball. So there's a lot to build off of. Like I said, there's a lot of things that I'll continue to improve on to try to help Josh and the rest of our offense, but really encouraging kind of 2 performances in a row that we can operate with that group of guys on the field and continue to move the ball against a really good defense.
More impressed by the fact that what he was able to do last week with almost no time, the offense, or what he did this week against a good defense that prepared for him?
Yeah, I think last week was, I can't, emphasize enough what the circumstances were for him and our offense last week. But what I think was really special this week is even coming off of that performance, his work, how he prepared. He was essentially living at the facility and going through his normal process while also allowing us to kind of show him how we do things, how we try to enhance his ability to play fast while also giving him really good plays that he can be responsible for, getting to one versus the other at the line, still using tempo, communicating the way he is. So I thought it was a pretty outstanding day from Josh. And the best thing about it is we're all still getting to know each other and getting a comfort level to where we can continue to apply layers to this thing to try to be the most successful we can be on offense.
Kevin, the direct snap, when did you guys put that in, and what made that the moment to call it there at the goal line?
Yeah, we put that in. We put it in this week. We've had a couple things, kind of similar thoughts up at other times, but we just wanted to try to find some different, unique ways against a really, really good front that it's hard to just get big with them and think you're just going to run in the ball down there. Not very many people have. So we wanted to try to see different ways we can try to get numbers at the point, still have a chance to punch it in, but also give ourselves an advantage of making them react on the fly. And I thought our guys executed it. As soon as I saw a big CD out there with really one guy left, thought we were in good shape.
Kevin, how big has DJ Wanham been for you guys these last few weeks?
Yeah, huge. I mean, there was a sequence there where he individually kind of wrecked the game with a sack and tripping up. I think he tripped up Derek on a scramble that got them off the field. DJ's been as consistent as any player on our football team this year. And Daniil has been outstanding for us, but I think DJ has really fed off that as well. We ask him to do a lot of different jobs that maybe don't jump out at people as far as impactful, but he's making an impact on every snap, and he just keeps doing it week after week. I gave him a game ball in there, and he's one of those guys that I've said this before, but the guys in that locker room know. They know, the coaching staff and his teammates know, and they went crazy for him, knowing that DJ is one of those guys that maybe doesn't get all the headlines, but all he does is show up every Sunday and play winning football.
Yeah, but when you have a big lead like that in the second half, how difficult can it be to kind of find that balance between wanting to run the ball and move the clock, but also not wanting to take your foot off the gas? Yeah,
I think it comes down to, knowing the fact that you want to be aggressive, but you also want to walk out of the stadium still winning the turnover battle. And I was that confident in our defense that if we didn't give them anything and we played, smart with the clock, that we could get it down to a situation where maybe we can get a 3rd and 1 and get a touchdown on that play. We did, and that would take us to 34, and then, it gets pulled back and we don't convert and we end up punting and trying to pin them deep there. But I've got to try to find that balance where I do believe in our guys. I do believe that I can stay aggressive for 4 quarters with our guys, and I'll continue to work through that to make sure I'm giving them some premium ops. We had some chances there that maybe we didn't make the play, but there were certainly a few that I'd like to have back, and knowing that situational management and milking the clock is one thing, but staying aggressive is something we've got to do as well.
When Josh does what he does, spins around and scores, and you're turning and looking up at the crowd, like what's going through your head?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, I like to fist pump with the best of them, but that was one where I was kind of just, wow, I was going to tip my hat to the Saints. They, ran a zone coverage there on 3rd down. They got a little pressure in there on them. Had a couple chances here and there, but when a guy makes a play like that, it's exciting. It's exciting because that he just overcame a lot with an individual effort right there to finish it for 6 points. Huge momentum play by him, and that's one of the reasons why, listen, Josh Dobbs didn't just start doing those things. That's been a part of his game since he's been an NFL quarterback, and before that, our job is to continue to allow him to play the position the way he thrives playing it while continuing to do our jobs, which we feel pretty good about schematically helping him as well. But like I said, we'll continue to build on it. I'm proud of Josh, and we'll get right back to work tomorrow.
How does that impact you as a play caller when you have a quarterback now that can do those things and adds that element to the offense with him being able to run?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know we've seen a lot of shell coverage, even with Justin and some of our guys out. We've seen a lot of coverage where people are saying, hey, we're just going to rush 4, potentially even drop 8 and rush 3. And he made some big plays today against some of those looks. Can we get more man coverage? Can we be effective executing against man coverage? This team, I believe, led the league in interceptions coming in, and they're very, very good. The corner spots, the safeties are really good, and they have two of the best inside linebackers in football. So when you look at their, and I didn't even say anything about a front that I think with 94 in that group, it's a challenge at every level of their defense. So as a play caller, you can start to feel like, hey, I can call anything on this call sheet, but then, I want to be smart. I want to be making sure that the calls reflect, my intentions of trying to attack certain looks. And then when Josh makes a play, it's a huge, huge bonus. And what I love is just, how all of our guys, are finishing those plays. You see when he finds TJ on that scramble, who'd you see down there barreling through the pile? Probably Dalton Reisner, if my memory serves me right. So our guys are, they understand now it's whistle to whistle, and we might be playing through the echo of it a little bit more on unique things that maybe we didn't before when we were, not that we didn't have mobility at the position, but Kirk was playing as well as anybody in this league, really ripping apart coverage and attacking things and kind of running everything. Josh in 2 starts has kind of shown us what mobility, in addition to what we do offensively, can do for us in this tough time where we're trying to overcome the loss of a guy like Kirk.
Last one, Chip.
Yeah, Kevin, you start 0-3, you lose Jefferson, you lose Cousins. You've been in a locker room where things looked like the sky was falling. How are you guys in this position right now?
Yeah, the sky was never falling to those guys in that locker room. I can remember vividly standing in front of them, the Monday after we did go 0-3, and I can remember the message was, I felt, all of us together included, working forward to accomplish something special was one of the greatest opportunities we would have professionally. Adversity, truly, if you look at it as an opportunity and you have your football team all looking inward and trying to be the best versions of themselves for that greater good of trying to accomplish something special, I am of the belief that we can continue to go out and write our own story. And we're holding the pen. There's a lot of challenges out in front of us. We've got to laser our focus like we've done each opportunity, each day, each meeting, each walkthrough, each practice. And when you do it the way these guys have, and we've got the leadership that we do, my expectation is things will continue to be, what we've been. Thanks, guys.